Welcome to the RPG Podcast.
And we are live.
Oh, God, Patton!
Presented by SHEATH. A Time Wheel production.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Robert Patton Global Podcast. Thank you so much for joining me. We are pumping them out these days, and I got another special guest. As always, a special guest. They're all special. But this is a good friend of mine, and I've been hyping up his product on this podcast for a couple months now. He's the owner of Ohana Kava Bar here in Colorado Springs. His name is Matthew Clark. Thank you for joining me, Matt.
Thanks for having me, Mr. Banks. Bobby the Bank.
Mr. Banks, that's what they call me. And so, like I was saying a minute ago, we should have probably done this a long time ago, but you were still kind of getting your feet wet, I think, talking into a microphone, and now you do it all the time.
I have been doing it more. I was just on live radio this morning with Mountain Country.
Mountain Country FM.
And I go on there a couple times a month with them.
Who's
that guy with the other radio station I used to go on with all the time?
Oh, right. Yeah. I know who you're talking about. It was like the rap station.
Yeah.
I still see them, but I don't remember.
Them in a while.
Yeah, it's like 98 FM blazing it up.
Blazing. Well, every important meeting in Fiji and most of South Pacific where they drink kava starts with drinking kava first, and they don't discuss any issues until
let's do our
drank some kava. In Hawaii, they dip their finger in and they say to the aina, the amakua, aloha.
For DMX, aloha.
And I brought you some of the freshest kava outside of the South Pacific. That's fresh green Hawaiian kava, spotted hiva. Tastes like cucumber water.
Yeah, this is my favorite. You brought
It's
it
delicious.
to a couple parties. UFC parties when we get wild on kava.
When is our next UFC party?
I think 2 weeks. There's one tomorrow night. Now this might not air in time for people to hear, but we're going to be watching the Ben Askren, Logan Paul. So Jake Paul, Logan Paul's brother, is fighting. The YouTuber is fighting a professional athlete, Ben Askren, tomorrow.
That's happening tomorrow night?
Yeah. So
what time?
You might want to come watch it. The normal time. I'll send you it's usually like 7 p.m. I'll send you the details, but that's going to be fun. It's a freak show. And there's also a UFC event, but we're going to watch this one kind of simultaneously. But then next weekend is like a triple header with all these crazy fights. So you'll have to come to that. That's what we do here in the Springs. Got my crew. We watch UFC fights on Saturday nights, and it's fun. And we sometimes talk about business. Sometimes we just
mastermind.
Shoot the shit. So Matt, okay, good point. Everyone knows that this podcast is about success principles, one of which is the mastermind group, which we've created and we've been having for like a couple years probably now.
Yeah, 4 years. I wish we met more regularly, but we're all so busy. I don't know how to make that happen for all of us, but I feel like a lot of good has come out of it. And we talk on our messenger chat a lot.
Our group chat
and
whatever that's called.
Boost each other up and let out our complaints there and tell each other we're being dumb when we're complaining about some of the stuff we're complaining about, like I was the other day.
Yeah.
Well, I don't even remember what that was. It was something dumb. It really bothered me. Oh, it was someone on one of those chats from like years ago. And I was like,
post.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Yeah, you can't. I mean, somebody called us racist on a post recently, and it had nothing to do with race. It was just a post about a fighter fighting, and then he was like, "That's racist." I'm just like, "What are you talking about?" People are insane. You can't read the comments because they're trying to bring you down. Those people are losers. We're winners, and we're always trying to lift each other up in the mastermind group. There's never a time where we're like, you suck or something, where it's always...
Yeah, you remember how I met you?
Mm-hmm.
You were getting on the elevator, or you were leaving Morgan's float spa.
Did we meet there? I thought I met you at your bar.
No.
Okay, so we did meet there.
Yeah, and I threw you some mushrooms.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we're in that same mind space.
And then I saw you again there, like a few weeks later, and you were like, "Yeah, that was good. It helped."
Yes, I love mushrooms.
And then we started hiking together, and we would hike and chant our desires and wishes to the universe while we were hiking and doing qigong, which we haven't done in a couple years now.
Yeah, we should have been going during the pandemic. We're all locked away. But, I remember meeting you at your bar, but I also remember meeting you at Morgan's float spa. If you guys have never been to a float spa, go. It's like the ultimate meditation. And that is, I remember meeting you there. You were with Chris or something, and you had those mushrooms.
Oh yeah.
With an employee, or maybe one of your employees. But that's neither here nor there. Don't get bogged down in the minutia of the details of how we met, other than we both own businesses, I think, and that's kind of like I was giving you some advice. I said, you need to open up before 3 p.m., motherfucker, because I'm trying to get in here.
We were open at 3.
Before 3.
Oh,
you would open
years ago, yeah, we didn't open until 3.
Yeah, because I was like, you're wasting valuable time that you could be serving customers, and I was, like I wanted to go there and just hang out during the day and like do work.
Yeah, now you live in the mountains and hide away from all of us.
I know. It's a beautiful thing. I'm a hermit. But now
we open at 12 o'clock.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. And we're open till 10 on the weekends and 12 on Friday and Saturday. And come the summer, probably next month, we'll start opening at or 12 to 12 every day.
Ooh, nice.
But during the wintertime, it's so cold. Nobody stays out during the weekdays at 11 and 12
professional
o'clock.
motherfucker. You son of a bitch. Somebody's calling me from L.A. Must be important. Somebody from L.A. calling me, but I'm in an important conversation with my good friend Matt. And I just want to clarify. So he owns ohanakavabar.com, which is his online store, but he also has 2 locations here in Colorado Springs, with one pending in Manitou.
Yeah, that'll be our 3rd location. I don't know when it's going to open.
Yeah, tell me real quick. Yeah, what's going on?
I know nothing.
Yeah?
The landlord hasn't gotten back to me. The city won't let me rent it out, even though that side of the building doesn't need any work. The other side needs massive work.
Yeah.
Well, it needs flooring and it needs some like engineering stuff because it hangs over the creek.
Oh, yeah.
But the city won't issue me a business permit to be in there. But when I'm done here, I'm going by there to put a big banner up in the window and say, "Find us downtown," because I keep getting messages. I have a flag in the window right now, but I want. Might as well use the marketing space while I can.
Yeah.
And send money over to the other 2 bars.
Yeah, we're coming
and
soon.
I'm gonna put
find us in downtown.
Disposable menus out front. I got one of those little card holder things, so people can grab those.
And online. Hey, we're online.
OhanaKavaBar.com.
Yeah.
Get all of our products.
Promo code SHEATH will save you 5%, which you might think 5%. I need 10% minimum. However, trust me, 5% is good. He's already got a good price. We're just giving you something because the price is already as low as it can go, and he's still giving more. Take advantage of it. Try it. Share, and you can have a party with your friends. You'd be introducing something that they've never tried, probably, and you'd be the life of the party. Have a party.
Kava party, no alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone gets rooted. They feel good. I describe kava to a lot of people as alcohol, coffee, and cannabis coming together to party without any of the negative side effects.
Mm-hmm.
It's a social lubricant like alcohol. Makes you want to talk and hang out and have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Like cannabis, it relaxes your body, relaxes your muscles, makes you feel good. And, coffee invigorates your mind and makes you more creative. A lot of people hang out at the bar. They get work done. A lot of them like to paint and do arts and crafts and stuff. There were kids the other day. They're making like bracelets and dream catchers and all sorts of stuff in there. They bring all their kits in, and all their friends sit there, drink kava, and make cool shit.
Well, it's like Cheers, where everyone knows your name, and maybe you're the new guy, but they'll get to know you. It is so like very welcoming. There's the social lubricant factor. I remember I would go in when I was not a hermit and before COVID, and it was awesome. Everyone we all like hang out and
everyone
talk.
becomes friends. That's why I call it Ohana and family, because you become lifelong friends there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so join the family. Ohana. kavabar.com. And we'll do that a few times. And you know, that kava you poured was delicious.
Yeah, let's drink some more.
Yeah, let's get a little bit more of that. Yeah, pour it down here. I don't want to get on the equipment. He's pouring me this, whatever this is, the Hawaiian. But online he has the Venetian and the Fiji. No, yeah, the Vanuatu and Fijian, which are both excellent as well.
This is fresh green Hawaiian kava. This is the spotted hiva variety. One of my next goals, if you want to talk about goals, is owning a kava farm, which I've talked about for a few years now. There's so many hurdles.
Have you written it down?
I've written it down many times.
Okay, just checking.
But there's so many hurdles. The biggest hurdle being getting kava plants.
Ooh.
You don't buy seeds. You have to get cuttings. So you have to get cuttings to grow plants, to grow more cuttings. And getting people to sell you kava plants is very difficult.
Just making sure we're... Yeah, okay.
Well, let's drink some of this. Bula.
Bula. Bula to everyone out there.
So my guy has been working on hybridizing the plants. So they're growing in Northern California and they're surviving 110 degree temperatures with low relative humidity, 10-15% humidity. And this is a tropical shrub. It grows Hawaii, Fiji, Vanuatu, Solomon Islands, all throughout the South Pacific, where the temperatures stay relatively stable between 70 degrees and 82 degrees and, you know, 50 to 100% humidity year round, and it doesn't fluctuate much. So trying to grow this tropical shrub outside of the tropics is an exercise in futility for most people. My dude's a mad scientist, though, and he's hybridized it with another pepper plant where he's injected, like, he's sucked the blood out of this other plant. I don't know what it is. It's another relative of the pepper plant.
That can withstand the heat and whatnot?
Yeah, and then put it into the kava plant. So it's kind of GMO, but not like GMO, like... with fish genes in it, like Monsanto does, and tolerant to drowning it in glyphosate and stuff. But the problem is we still need to get it to tolerate colder temperatures so we can grow it stateside, because if it hits most of the plants won't survive past like 55 degrees. They just die, and you can't revive them. They're just like, nope, I'm out. He's gotten it down to about 42 degrees, but if he can get it down another 10 degrees to about 32, we could grow it in zones 10A and 10B. So South Texas and South Florida up to like Lake Okeechobee area. So he called somewhere in China that does CRISPR. They wanted $80,000 to do the gene editing for CRISPR. So he's like, yeah, no, we got to keep looking and try to find someone else.
So at 80 G's, though, that's what we call a barrier to entry.
That is a barrier to entry. However, I mean, maybe it would be worth it if we could start growing it stateside in South Texas, and we don't have to deal with import duties. And so I've been saving up for a couple years. So eventually we can buy a farm and start growing kava, whether it's in Hawaii. Hawaii would be ideal, because then, you know, I have to go to Hawaii to check out my kava farm and walk around barefoot on my kava farm and eat some fresh fruit off my kava farm. And
Florida seems like it would work.
The problem is they still get cold snaps there. Sometimes once a year, where temp drops to 32 and you just lost your whole crop. Part of the issue with kava is it needs to grow for 18 months
minimum.
Most people grow it 3 to 5 years, but the kava lactones peak in 18 months. So my dudes realized that we can pack it in more per acre, and I just want some land in Hawaii where I can go hide like you're doing in the mountains, but then I can also go surfing, swim in the ocean, and snorkel with the...
Well, you love that. Huh? Clark Surfer. That's your handle.
That's me.
Look at his shirt. He's wearing the Hawaiian shirt.
This is like an antique one I found. Yeah. This is from like the 60s.
You're the only guy I know that wears that shit, but that's cool.
No one got this flavor.
Going, yeah. You don't want to copy everyone. Just be your own self.
How could I be anyone else? Everyone else is taken.
It's a lot of people are clones and sheep, and they just mirror what they see. And
people are like, Matt's an asshole. And I'm like, yeah.
You're authentic. Some people might say also.
Well, that's what they were saying the other day, because I don't talk to people at the bar because I keep my mouth shut because everyone's offended by everything. Like you were saying you were called racist for something. It's like,
yeah.
I own 3 businesses, soon to be 4, maybe 5. Like I have a lot on the line, and I lack a filter a lot.
Yeah, I don't remember what the racist thing was again, but you have to be fucking very careful these days because.
But I was talking to Celeste over in the corner, and she's always laughing because I can talk openly to her. She's not offended by stuff.
Yeah.
So we joke about stuff, and then she said, "Yeah, people are like, why are you always laughing with Matt in the corner?" And she's like, "'Cause he's funny as hell." And they're like, "But he never talks to anyone." And she's like, "Yeah, 'cause you're all offended by everything."
Yeah. Well, you have to. It's scary.
Yeah, I mean,
you don't want to be.
You say one wrong thing, and next thing you know, the entire town and country is destroying your business because you made a joke about something.
He called me a he, and I'm a they.
Yeah, I'm not even talking about this.
I know. I'm just joking because you wouldn't do that. You're a reasonable person. If they want to be called,
you do you. That's that's
totally.
my life philosophy.
Absolutely. I'm just joking.
I wear Hawaiian shirts. You wear whatever you want.
Yeah, wear a
you
mask.
Be whoever you want.
Wear a mask. Don't wear a mask. Holla.
You do you.
Do you, I'll do me, and we can all get along happily, I think. It's when you tell me what to do that I'm going to have a problem with that. Give me a suggestion, maybe. That's it. I'm open. And I've changed.
Just
I'm more
be
tolerant.
kind to people.
Yeah, be nice.
And if it ain't bothering you, don't worry about it. It's not your business. Mind your business.
Yeah. Don't be a Karen and all that jazz. But one of the things also we could go down a rabbit hole, and we will back and forth. But you didn't start off as a kava bar owner. How did you become a kava bar owner?
I've been an entrepreneur since I was a child.
Okay.
I in middle school I started selling candy.
Mm-hmm.
End of middle school, going into high school, I sold fake watches. I was always trying to hustle and make money. One of my neighbors, I would offer to clean people's houses at 12, 13, 14 years old.
Nice.
Whatever they needed help with. Let me help move stuff. Give me a couple bucks. And this old dude, Lucky, he was always going out on the gambling ship down in Palm Beach. I would clean his house, help him clean stuff. And one day, I was working as a lifeguard at that point at the Rapids Water Park. And he was like, "Hey, you want to sell fake watches?"
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Yeah, how much are they?" And I didn't have enough cash. I was like, "Well, listen, I get a paycheck in like a day. How about I let you hold the paycheck and I take, equivalent amount of watches." I think that's how I did it.
Yeah.
And I took half a dozen watches and I sold some, brought him back his cash, took my check, bought more watches, and kept flipping them. I bought my first car when I was 14 years old. I couldn't even legally drive it yet until I was 15. And I think it was $1,200. It was a 1972 Cutlass Supreme. Ooh. 350 4-barrel dual exhaust. I burned through so many tires on that thing. My second car, here's a fun story, was a 1984 Dodge Ram Charger Prospector. It's the SUV looking thing.
Okay.
I drove that through college. I just bought another one yesterday.
Oh, you did buy that?
Yeah. I'm going to wrap the windows. Pays Art is going to spray paint it. All tiki graffiti stuff. Some mermaids, some octopuses on it. And I'm going to put a sound system in there. Put 33-inch tires. Put a lift kit.
So this is where
we're going to take it to farmers markets.
Your fascination with cars has been there since 14. Because I'm like, I don't really care that much about cars, but you're like always popping up a Porsche or a Ferrari or something on the group chat.
Yeah, my first car was a 72 Cutlass Supreme, and my parents took me to car shows all the time when I was younger. And I mean, what kid didn't have like a Lamborghini poster or a Ferrari poster?
I had a Ferrari poster on when I was a kid.
Right?
So, yeah, but then when it came to getting my 16-year-old car handed to me, it was just what I got.
Here's your 92 Honda Civic.
Yeah, here, take it. And so I took that, burned out.
No, my parents didn't give me anything.
and then got another just mom's car type thing, and I always just rocked whatever I could get for the cheapest or free.
But I mean, that's what I had. My second car was $800. That 84 Dodge Ram Charger was $800. I didn't buy I've never owned a new car.
Mm-hmm.
The newest car I owned was the 4Runner that I drove for 10 years, 200,000 miles, that I bought used for 24,000, that I kept to let people use when they needed it. And then Max bought it because he was using it all the time. I was like, just give me a couple grand. And so he still has it. And I'm like, if you want to sell it, I'll buy it back.
Yeah, those are awesome.
Yeah, it's a great car. We rebuilt the engine. That thing will run another 200,000 miles. Just changed the brakes and the shocks every, 50, 75,000 miles, and it'll go forever. I'm really excited about that truck, though.
Yeah, that'll be good advertising.
Having it tiki wrapped, and I bought what's it called? A tent that's all logo wrapped.
Oh, right.
With a big backdrop. We got into the farmer's market. We'll be doing that this summer. 2017 we did it. I had huge growth that summer because there's so many people that walk through there. I didn't really sell a lot and make a lot of money there, but it drew people in. Everyone, hey, where'd you find us? They were like, oh, I saw you at the farmer's market. Drew a ton of customers in. We were growing like 30% month over month that summer.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Typically, companies don't grow that quickly, but I know you had just at the very beginning, your first month, you did like 10 G's, right?
Yeah.
Is that right, or do I forget?
No, it was around there.
Yeah, because it took me like 5 years to make 10 G's a month.
I was out hustling the street, though.
Yeah.
I was out passing out...
I go with you sometimes.
Passing out free drink cards up and down the street. I'd skate up and down, pass out flyers. Hey, have you been to the Kava Bar? Every business I walked into, when I'd check out, hey, have you been to the Kava Bar? Here's a free drink. And here's a free coupon. Bring a couple friends in. And, lowest acquisition cost to give someone a free drink, and if they like it, they come back.
Yeah, that's a great lesson.
And they bring their friends.
For anyone listening, if you because with SHEATH, even still, I guess it applies to SHEATH, but for local businesses, like getting that foot traffic, getting that word of mouth, beating the streets with your feet and telling people about your spreading awareness. And then when they get there, delivering service and quality product, but that service, I always,
it's not all me. I mean, the bartenders, they're the ones that people come back to see and keep them coming back.
And the people that go in there are probably the same type of people that the people listening here are, that just maybe not into going to a bar and partying and like getting all wasted and shit. You want something a little bit different, but still that social atmosphere, and maybe, get a little buzz. It gives you a little buzz.
Yeah, it makes you happy and relaxed.
Yeah, it just makes me feel good.
Creates a sense of euphoria and well-being.
It does.
It lowers your shoulders. People walk in like this with their shoulders stuck to their ears.
Yeah.
Then they drink some kava, and you can see them start doing this number. Shoulders start relaxing. They start leaning back a little more.
I mean, seeing the same faces over and over is like a testament to the product, because in this atmosphere. It's a really good atmosphere also, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every time I go in there, it's like, hey, Marshall, and there's the girl, and Alex, and I mean, Alex got banned, but all the guys that I know, everyone, I forget the girl, Jessica Stein.
Yeah, she's still there.
I know.
Saw her the other day.
Yep. Every time I go in there. And I was in it's cool to just take a group there that has never tried it, because again, you're just introducing something new that they're gonna like, because you're not gonna not like it. It's so subtle. You're getting just a sense of well-being. Yeah. Do you want a sense of well-being?
Everyone. So you asked me, what I did before. I hustled through high school, worked some odd jobs, a lot of odd jobs, made subs at one point, worked at a climbing gym. I was a lifeguard, county lifeguard. I made really good money back then as a county lifeguard. I was making $10.50 an hour in 1998.
That's like double what everyone else is making.
Yeah,
probably $5.
But my car sucked a lot of gas, so that's where all my money went.
Yeah, but I had a lot of odd jobs. I worked McDonald's, pizza delivery.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I went legit, I guess, and I got some like payroll, human resources job.
I always worked odd jobs. I've never had a 9 to 5 Monday through Friday job. Throughout college, I did a lot of union work. My brother got me in with the IATSE local union doing concerts. I worked a ton of concerts. I've seen so many concerts.
I've
Worked
never
them
been in a
backstage.
union. How's that being in a union?
I mean, I was just like a stagehand. Like they're like, hey, we need extra help loading trucks, and it was a 4-hour minimum, so I'd make like probably like $100.
Yeah.
And the loadouts usually only take 2 hours, but you get paid for 4 hours. And then I'd go early so I could watch the show. So it was awesome. I got to watch a concert for free from either the front row, because I would just stand off to the side, or backstage. Sometimes I'd get to meet the band, and that was cool.
Yeah.
I met the Doors. What's the founder's name? When they were touring as
Jimmy Morrison?
No. When they were touring as Doors of the 21st Century.
Okay. I'm not that familiar with them.
The piano player.
David Lee Roth.
No. I can't remember his name.
Hint,
Anyways,
Casey.
I was smoking a cigarette, and I'm standing on stage rolling up cable, and he walks over to me. He's like, hey, can you get a cigarette? And I'm like, hey, you're the guy. And he's like, yeah, whatever. Can I get a cigarette? And I'm like, wow, really? Like, you're coming over here to bum a cigarette off me? And you can't even be like, yeah, hey, how's it going? You gonna give me attitude?
Did you give him a cigarette?
I think so.
Good.
And then he like wandered off, and I was like, whatever.
It's good to be pleasant. A pleasing personality is one of the principles of success.
But don't smoke. Smoking's bad.
Smoking.
They used to give out free cigarettes back then at the concerts. So I'd always go get a free pack of cigarettes, and I'd smoke a couple cigarettes here and there.
Yeah.
Terrible idea.
Cigarettes suck.
Nicotine's terrible.
Get that Juul, baby.
No.
This is an advertisement for Juul. They're very expensive and tasty. But then what I know about you is that you were like a nurse.
Yep.
Before you got this the bar.
Yep, and that's how I found Kava. Well, no, I found Kava when I was 18. I had graduated high school, and I was skating around my circle, and a friend came out with a 2-page newspaper article and said, hey, Matt, you're a hippie. You'd like this shit. And I looked at the article, and I was like, I am a hippie. I would like that shit. And it was about 45 minutes south down in Boca Raton.
Do you have that article still? I think I feel
No,
like
I wish I did.
Okay.
Might be able to find it online, though.
I feel like that would be helpful.
That would be cool.
Yeah. Share that.
We should
with
look for that
everyone.
later.
Mm-hmm.
It was called the Nakamal.
The Nakamal?
The Nakamal.
Oh,
so
that was the
in
bars?
Yeah, in
name?
Vanuatu, Kava clubs are called Nakamals. Nakamal.
Yeah, I was going to say, spell it. Okay. Put that in the show notes. Jamie.
And I was 18. I'd start taking dates down there, because you can't go to an alcohol bar when you're under 21.
Boom.
And it's something fun. It's totally different, and there was a movie theater right over there, so we'd go drink kava and then go on a date to the movie theater and dinner or whatever. So that was fun. And then when I was in college, 2003, another kava bar opened up closer to where I lived, and I spent all my time in nursing school there. So then I became a nurse. Worked in the psych ward for a couple years, did med surg for a couple years, and spent most of my time in the emergency room, where I drank kava while I worked, because it's a very stressful job. And I missed having a kava bar, and I got tired of nursing, so I opened a kava bar.
Fuck yeah.
I saved up for a couple years. I worked 48 60-hour weeks for about 2 years, saving up, took a loan out.
That's awesome.
Found the spot, leveraged the house, leveraged both cars.
Damn.
Put
it
all
on
my
the
cash
line.
on the line.
It's like I'm all in. Pushed all in.
And people were like, oh, this came easy for you. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, if you consider it took me 20 years to get here, hustling in high school, learning, being a nurse for 15 years, the wife being a nurse for 15 years, us both working, both saving. being able to get the loan that she wrote me solely because I was a nurse and said, I don't know if this is going to work. None of the docs wanted to invest with me, and I'm really grateful they didn't.
Hell yeah. Because
I own 100% now.
Proprietor.
Yeah. And the bank was like, I'm only writing you this note because I know you could continue working 5 days a week to pay it back if you have to.
Yeah, it was only like, how much, 35?
40
yeah.
almost. And but I mean, I still kept working 5 days a week. I worked the ER 2-3 shifts a week, and I worked the bar 2-3 days a week behind the bar, and I worked out on the streets passing out flyers when I wasn't behind the bar.
It's cool because
super easy, bro.
Well, here's the thing. I heard this phrase 2 days ago, and it was like, show me a man that's doing what he loves, and I'll show you a man that's never worked a day in his life. And you created this passion. Do you feel like when you go to the bar that it's work? Or are you going like to your happy place? Or you tell me.
Depends on the day.
Yeah, I feel you. There's always
sometimes
issues.
I like when I walk in, I don't get to sit down and relax because I'm always there fixing something, making something, doing something, talking to people. I mean,
but
but it's nice because I'm not stuck in the ER working a 12-hour shift where I can't leave. I can run in, I can get stuff done, I can go take care of the kids, I can run back. You know, it's nice being able to make your own schedule.
Do you think everybody could make their own schedule?
I don't know. I don't even know if I make my own schedule.
Yeah, right.
It's hard to keep up with it all.
Demand. I mean, my point being that
I've
not
been arguing with
everyone
the
can
wife for
start
the
their
last
own
2 weeks because I like the kids have missed me, and you know, I've been working 12, 14, 16-hour days trying to get stuff done. And
you have short staff?
A little bit right now because people keep dying and people keep having to take bereavement leave, and so
yeah,
I've been playing catch up, and
you're covering for your team. Yeah, that's a good leader. Good leader will take the ball and run with it sometimes, but typically you want to be able to pass it off so that you can go surfing in Costa Rica.
Yeah, which I've done a few times.
Yeah, you have. I want to go.
You want to go?
I do.
Let's go.
Do we need a passport?
Yes.
A vaccine passport, I mean?
Ooh, I don't know about that. But my dad just came in.
I'm not doing it.
And this man over here is who taught me my work ethic.
Yeah.
He worked,
Doug the dad.
what, 50, 60, 70-hour weeks when I was a kid?
40 years.
For 40 years.
So having a dad be a good example.
So he taught me what to do and
helpful.
also what I didn't want to do. Because, well, he taught me how to work hard, but also that I didn't want to have to work that hard where I couldn't see my kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But he was doing it for...
What's the point in all of it?
For you,
know?
Which is nice.
Huh?
But he was doing it for you and the family.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you want to do that. You want to provide the same level of lifestyle,
but I also want to see them.
But be able to see them in the process, yeah, and enjoy it with them. And
sometimes I like hanging out with the kids. Most of the time,
yeah,
I love them. They're fun.
I like kids sometimes, but like
they're growing on me.
An important. Well, you're a dad, and he's your dad, and like I had a pretty good dad myself that was there for me when I needed him. And a lot of people don't have dads, and some of them make it. A lot of them turn to a life of crime and end up in jail. It's dads, take care of your fucking kids.
Yeah.
That's the message of the show. One of them. Because
how's your daughter doing?
She's thriving in college.
Is this her second year now?
Yeah, she'll be here. Actually, she's coming home to visit this afternoon.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I get to see her. And try to instill these principles of success in her.
You think she's going to be a business owner and a hustler like her dad?
She's talking about opening up a coffee shop that is like has like a witch kind of theme to it, because she's into like those types of like whatever gothic. Thank you.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I thought it was a cool theme. And then just then the coffee sells itself, but what makes you different than all the other coffee shops? And it's the pleasing personality and the welcoming environment and that little bit of extra that you put in the coffee called love.
Mm-hmm.
the secret ingredient to any winning recipe. Passion helps. Like
Yeah, you know who paid for my college?
the United States government.
No, it has 2 thumbs and looks like this guy.
Really?
Yep. My mom and dad looked at me and said, "You're going to college, and you better get a scholarship and figure out how to pay for the rest of it." But they let me live at home, so I didn't have to, pay for housing too.
That helps.
But I mostly slept at girlfriends' houses and my friend's house up by the beach, so I could surf in the morning, or if there was no surf, I'd probably be over at the girlfriend's house down south.
While we're waiting, I would like to do a quick ad read once again, because we have the man himself here. This episode is brought to you by Ohana Kava Bar.com. The best kava you can get. I could tell you that personally, because I've tried it. I'm telling you, firsthand. Trust me. I'm the CEO. Sheath Underwear. I'm giving you the info. I'm not going to lie to you. Have I tried other kava? Yes. Is this the best? I can say yes, it is the best that I've tried. You can trust it. So you can go to ohanakavabar.com, use promo code SHEATH, save 5%. I already did this ad read in the middle already and talking to him, but just go check it out. I'm trying to push traffic to his site and show that we have an audience that listens. And you're supporting an entrepreneur like myself who's trying to, live the dream. Thank you, Jake. See, Jake's going to go. Thank you, Jake. OhanaKavaBar.com. Ohana, OHANAKAVA bar.com.
OhanaKavaBar.com.
Ohana means family. Check it out. We're live here on Twitter, and we had a question. What's the link? And I just told you. Go check it out. Let us know what you think. You will not be disappointed. That is a guarantee. I'm guaranteeing it. You probably will be disappointed with the taste, potentially. But
No.
just know going into it, it's a little bitter. We call it mud water.
Listen, it tastes like dirt. You drink for the effects, not the flavor.
I had an idea, and I want to get back to the surfing, but I was thinking Matt should introduce kava to Saudi Arabia. The Middle East, they don't fucking have any access to the
there's
Fijian.
a dude on, I don't know if it's Reddit or the Kava forums. He travels a lot, and I've seen him posting, because he's over there in the Middle East somewhere, that he always brings his kava with him. I don't think he drinks alcohol, but you can't get alcohol there.
Yeah, alcohol is illegal there in some of the countries, but kava would be a good substitute, and they like to party. They'd be in there having a good time, and maybe, it calms them down. It calms people down.
Plant-based medicine.
Plant medicine. So you definitely consider this a plant medicine. It's in that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so all you psychonauts out there, get your plant medicine on with
This
kava.
one's been consumed for, some people say, 2,000 years, 5,000 years.
How do they find it?
The Tongans say that they started using kava, and then it traveled everywhere to the other islands, because the Polynesians traveled island to island
and stuff.
But the Hawaiians say they have the best kava. So the Tongans say they have the best kava because they say that's where it originated.
Mm-hmm.
The Hawaiians say they have the best kava because as they journeyed from island to island, they would take the best crop of everything that they had with them. So the Hawaiians say they have the best because that was the last stop on the travels.
Well, I like that Hawaiian that you bring me, that fresh green.
Yeah.
It's some of my favorite.
Eventually we'll get some fresh green...
I'm not doing what you think I'm doing there.
some fresh green... I think we're going to be getting Micronesian or Samoan.
Mm.
He got a contract down there to start getting it shipped across the planet frozen. That's why we only get the Hawaiian, because you have to airmail it, pack it in a cooler.
Mm.
So I buy 50 or 100 pounds at a time.
Mm. Have you seen 000?
What's that?
It's a new show on Amazon Prime. It's a series about this cocaine shipment. You have to watch it. It's like 8 episodes.
I don't have
But
time to
you're-
watch TV.
I know, but you can make time for this because it's a business.
I've been watching Yellowstone though.
Study.
I had some time for that.
Yeah.
Did you watch that?
No.
Love
Is it
it.
like a country kind of Wild West thing?
Yeah, it's with Kevin Costner.
Oh, I love Kevin Costner. On
And
Peacock?
he owns a giant ranch outside of Yellowstone in Montana.
Uh-huh.
It's awesome.
Okay. I'll take your recommendation. I like a nice recommendation.
Old money business stuff.
Okay.
Cowboy business. Not this new money.
Yeah.
It's old money trying to hold on to their money because taxes keep going up and everyone wants to take his land. The Native Americans are trying to take his land. These billionaire hedge fund guys are trying to take his land and create like a big resort there. And he's raised his kids to try to help hold on to the land and take it over. But then you also got increasing taxes. Nobody wants to pay for meat as much as it should cost. So all these things to try to run a ranch, and everyone wants to eat their meat, but nobody wants to.
He's got to put that branding on there, Trump steaks, and then skyrocket pricing.
Yeah, just Trump steaks.
Boom. That's how you do it. Raise
Is
the
this a
price.
Trump cup? This looks like a Trump cup.
Sheath. It's
Is
red.
that Sheath?
Red is power. And
When
those
was the
red
last
hats.
time you wore any other underwear besides Sheath?
I would say in 2015, I tried this, and this is when Sheath existed, but I was actually trying to do some research, and it is a company called, it's not David Archie, Sepratech, and they're kind of like the same company. He said anything other than Sheath. You better not be wearing anything other than Sheath. Oh, you mutter. All right. He said he was. Anyways.
Oh, those
can't-
mesh are dope. I wore those in Mexico
Yeah.
every day when we went to the pool.
Yeah.
Because the first day I was like, oh man,
The
you're
mesh
rubbing all
sheath
over
underwear?
your
Yeah.
legs, and walking back in the afternoon, it's like, oh, it hurt. I wore the mesh every day after that. I only wore the same pair.
Nice.
They dry out by morning.
Okay.
It was awesome.
Yeah, get those mesh. We got some. I
need more mesh.
We
too.
never do like a live Twitter thing while we're doing a podcast, but this guy keeps commenting, which is cool. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us.
Jake, the Mormon, the bearded Mormon. He is always very supportive of our social media, and you should be too. Follow us on at Sheath Underwear on all platforms. What is an obstacle you haven't encountered, and how? This is a trick. What? No. How did you get through it? As a business owner, or he's like, I don't have problems.
I only have solutions.
Yeah. Challenges.
Well, one thing that's helped me with that is working as a nurse in an ER nurse, and that's also why I move so fast. And like my staff is sometimes like you're like you're in and you're out. You're like, because I'm just like bam, bam, bam. Working in the ER, you have 4 patients. You might have 6 or 10. If there's no staff, and you might have 4 or 5 that are. When I worked in North Carolina, I was taking care of 4 critically sick patients at a time.
Wow.
Where they're on vents, multiple drips, and they should be like one-on-one, but I was taking care of 4 of them
Yeah.
with no help.
Yeah.
And you're running back and forth, room to room, titrating this drip, starting this line, starting this IV, titrating stuff, and
It's like playing
but
spinning
it
plates.
taught me how to handle stuff in business, because you have to, especially working in triage, you have to look at someone walking through the door and assess, are they going to die in like the next 30 seconds? Do I need to get them right back to a room, or can they sit there and wait behind all these other people? And sometimes you need to do it just by eyeballing it.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's how you do, like with a problem at the bar, for instance, or something.
yeah, and sometimes I downgrade stuff and it gets put at the bottom of the list for too long, and I'm like, oh man, I forgot about this 3 months later.
Yeah.
But like the ice machine broke, that's something I got to get fixed right away.
Yeah.
But I brought in bagged ice
Bag
in,
of
so it
ice.
wasn't that big a deal. But
Right. Yeah. You can get by. It's not in the, well,
but I don't know, what kind of obstacles are you talking?
Maybe like employees, I guess, is the only thing that I can think of off the top of my head that we've discussed. That where with SHEATH,
No one's ever going to love your business the way you do as an owner.
Yeah.
No one's going to treat it that way. Well, some will. Some buy in. Aaron does.
good. Yeah, I was wondering about that.
And she gets a pension plan now.
Mm-hmm.
So, it pays to stay.
Yeah, I mean, I was having
Not everywhere. I mean, how many small businesses do you know that offer pensions
I don't.
or any kind of benefits?
We don't currently offer anything like that. Just
I usually give her, a week or two of vacation
leave,
time also. We keep looking at trying to offer health benefits, but it's very expensive and kind of hard. But I think we might be able to this time.
Okay, let me know when that
At least
goes
to the
through.
managers.
I might want to get in on that at some point.
I mean,
and
if I could
that.
offer it to everyone, I would.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe in a few years we can, if sales keep going. I'd rather reinvest in your staff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, without them,
They're an asset. A lot of people look at their employees as liabilities because they just see the money going out. But your staff is your biggest asset.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you invest in them.
They're there day to day taking care of the customers. I couldn't do it without them.
They're
They have their job. I
extensions.
have my job to make sure they keep doing their thing. Aaron makes sure they keep doing their thing. I make sure I keep getting the products coming in and more customers coming in. And what's our little card say? I focus on sales and marketing.
Mm-hmm.
That's my number one job.
I am a magnificent money manager.
I am a money magnet.
Yes, I will do more than is asked of me.
Do you have that
through
that
every
thing in here?
transaction. It is actually on here. No, it's in the other one in the bathroom.
Yeah,
Bro,
but I've used that
chance.
for years. I focus on sales and marketing. If I draw people in and I have the staff that can tell them what the kava is and keep them there and get them to drink kava and get them to come back, I've done my job. They've done their job, and more than that, they've made someone's day better because
Yeah.
they've drank some kava and they've got them relaxed, and
Yeah,
that's
we
what
can
it's
all
really all about.
unwind from time to time. Everyone needs to
the money's
unwind.
the money's a benefit, but really what it's all about is creating the community and helping people's lives be better.
Yeah, because
more
the money
relaxed.
the money will follow all that. The more
Yeah.
people you help, it's impossible for money to not flow your way or whatever, however you word that.
Jim Rohn says, "You will be paid in direct proportion to the value you deliver to the marketplace.
Yeah.
Deliver more value."
Yeah.
So what's the value I'm delivering is a place to relax, a sanctuary, and a community where everyone can come together to help themselves.
So they're
And help
spreading
each other.
awareness,
Yeah.
and so because a lot of people don't even know what kava is. Kava is that kratom?
No.
Yeah. See.
And that's what happened with the county and the state the other day. Someone was like, "Is kava kratom?"
They do both
Do y'all
start
know how
with
Google
K.
works out there?
No. they start with
Whoever
K.
asked us, like, hey, you could do a quick Google search. Is kava kratom? First off, who even asked the question, is kava kratom? Those are two separate words. I mean, yeah, they both start with a K.
Don't mix alcohol with kava. That's one of the rules.
No, it'll make you very nauseous.
Yeah.
It
So,
intensifies the effects of both.
and if you're an alcoholic, kava is a good substitute for a transition to sobriety, or you can keep your sobriety, some might say, using kava because it doesn't alter your mind per se in like a stupor.
In large quantities,
Yeah.
you get crunked, they say.
Well, with the
I call
Kraken.
it getting rooted.
Yeah, I mean, I would just say take a double, maybe a triple, and you'll be good. That's for me. Some people like to do triple Krakens and shit. I'm
Ugh.
like, yeah, you guys are,
I don't know how people do it.
yeah.
You know what I'm really excited about, though?
Oh, those shots.
My kava hemp shots. That's
Tell
who
me.
I was talking to before this.
Oh, nice.
Was the graphic designer. We're almost done with the labels.
So that's CBD in kava, or is it? You said hemp.
Well, it's hemp.
Mm-hmm.
It's extract, so it's isolate, but it's a blend of CBD, CBG, and CBN.
Mm-hmm.
30 milligrams in the bottle. About 500 milligrams of kava lactones in the bottle. It's 3 servings.
Ooh. I didn't know that. That's cool.
I think you should sell them on your website.
Okay. Maybe. As an accessory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stick them on there. See if they move. If they move, they'll fly.
Yeah, they
And
will.
Jason, I'm talking to him about him getting him all his places.
Yes, he should definitely
and
do that.
Wholesale distributing to him.
We,
And then Chris has his line of his person that owns like dozens of gas stations and hundreds of vape stores. So
Chris and Jason are two friends of ours, and they also are like kind of intermediate. Like they're in business. They own their own businesses.
yeah,
And
Chris has like 5.
yeah,
He just partnered with Toby Keith to be the grower for Toby Keith in
that is exciting.
Oklahoma.
I do like Toby Keith in America. So if you don't like America,
How cool is that?
Then fuck you.
I hope we get to go to his Cabo house at some point.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
He'll be singing us some lullabies. No. But he sings cool songs like I love this bar. I love Ohana Kava
Oh,
Bar.
how cool would that be if he sang that in my bar?
Yeah.
I love Ohana Kava Bar.
That would
.com.
be .com, dude. You know how much it would cost to get him to sing that for you? I would say like 50 G's. It's nah. Yeah. Maybe because
but
they're friends.
in a couple years, if Chris and him, as they become buddies, even if I can get him in the bar to like just drink kava and take a couple shots, money.
Yeah. Famous people wearing or using your product or, being in your establishment.
It gives you credibility.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I do.
Oh man, sun just came out.
The sun did just come out here, Colorado, baby. It shines off the snow so bright. It's blinding. Yeah, I'm looking at down there.
Just like our future.
And that's what we say, like I want you to make $10 million and more, but let's get to 10 million first. And what you wish upon someone else, if it's harm, harm might come to you. If it's blessings, maybe blessings will come to you. Is any of that true? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But I think so.
Blessings.
Yeah. Wish blessings.
Bless everyone.
Bless them all.
Bless everyone. The 5th chapter of that book that Max had me listening to, The Untethered Soul, he talks about keeping your heart chakra open. And it kind of goes in line with just telling people, like just spreading love. If you keep that heart chakra open all the time, we close it off. We get angry, closed. We get agitated, closed. It's hard to keep it open all the time and just spread that love.
I've been doing a love and compassion meditation for the past just few days. In fact, right before you got here, I was sending you love and compassion. You didn't even know it, probably.
I felt it, though.
Okay. Well, I was sending it to my wife.
We're all connected.
Yeah.
When I go snowboarding, I do that. Send it to everybody. I do Qigong, get in a deep meditative state while I'm cruising down the mountain or when we go hiking. And I focus on people and send them love.
Do you think taking time away from like the rush, like, okay, so these altered states that we'll put ourselves in, whether with plant medicines or meditation and Qigong and these types of things, I feel like a lot of successful people do that.
I don't think it's necessary.
But okay.
When you control your mind and your body, all of that is not
that
needed.
is to help you control your mind and your body.
Yeah, because we're weak.
Yeah. Okay. But so you don't
when
need
when you fully control it, like look at monks or like the Hasidic Jews that pray like all day long, like they pray 3 times a day for 3 hours at a time. I just started reading another book the rabbi gave me, and the first chapter he talks about praying 3 hours a day. So what are you doing when you're praying? You're putting yourself in a meditative state.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're trying to do everything else in life, it's really hard to stay in a meditative state or praying for 9 hours a day.
Yeah.
But you're connecting to God or consciousness or whatever term people want to use.
Yeah, but being open, I feel like being open to the messages from the universe requires some level of itself. Like you're opening up a pathway in your mind, and you can't just do that when you're in the hustle and bustle. And some people can be successful.
No, you got to slow it down.
Yeah,
it's a slower vibration. That's why the float tank worked, because it puts you in that meditative state. That's why like hiking, that's why I like surfing, snowboarding, biking, one-wheeling. You know, I've been riding my one wheel a lot. I can get out for, 10, 15 minutes, go cruise the neighborhood. And that's why I called you. Was that yesterday we talked?
Yeah.
I put music on, and like 2 minutes later, like all the stuff started flowing because I was in that meditative state. It just happened like that. And I was like, and I'm like, oh, I got to talk to Bobby. And, we made a whole bunch of stuff happen.
Yeah. Yeah. We finally are getting this done too.
But when you're bogged down with all these vibrations of the hustle and bustle, it's hard to think. You got all this stuff coming at you. You got to go
problem solve. Like I would go jog a lot of times if I got hit something. Yeah, I know, right? I can't anymore, and it sucks. I love jogging, but some people don't like it. But that was one of my ways to clear my mind and meditate. And anytime typically you might wake up to an issue with your business that you need to resolve, and I mean sometimes, and you can either try to fix it right there or like take a minute to go think about it and process everything. And when I would run, I would typically come up with a solution by the time I got back. But that was and it sounds like your one wheel kind of does that for you. It puts you in that zone, that state of flow, that where the information that you
But
need.
you don't need drugs to get there.
No.
I mean, the drugs are fun, or the herbs are fun. The kava's fun. And it can help slow that vibration. I gave some to this woman the other day. She runs at this like vibration, like drinks like coffee like all day long, and you're around those people, they're like they can't even get the words out because they're running at such a high vibration.
Yeah, there's no solutions.
I gave her a little bit of kava, and she was like, I can't run at that pace, and I'm like, yeah, you like run like this, and it brought you down here. Maybe try it in the evening. I gave it to her in the middle of the workday. Some people it works for in the middle of the workday, but like when you're used to running at like 100 miles an hour all day, and you bring someone down to like 75, they feel like their world is crashing. Yeah, because they run like until they crash at night, and then.
Well, like people on Adderall sometimes, or maybe who are ODing on Adderall. With myself, I was one of them at one point. When I say ODing, I just mean taking more than you should be, possibly, or never taking breaks. But you're like spinning your wheels, essentially. And I remember this one woman came to, she was delivering weed, I think, but she was all spun out on Adderall, and we were asking her questions, and she was just like answering everything in like these circles and never really answering the question. And I was just like, this bitch is spun the fuck out right now. And I don't think that it's that useful. Although you think I need more energy, right? So I'm going to take this pill. It's going to give me more energy. I'm going to go. But you're not really doing anything of value a lot of times.
Yeah. How much some people can.
Yeah.
Get a lot of stuff done.
As long as, you're using it accurately, probably.
I took one Adderall once and one Ritalin once because two girls I was dating, they were both on it. The Ritalin girl, every time I looked at her, she was like eating a pill in class, when we were not in class, when we were driving around. Like she was always like, always eating one. And one day I was finally like, let me try one of these. And I was in human growth and development, one of the prereqs for nursing school, and we were on like chapter 10. I had to write like a 1-page essay for each chapter. Usually took me like 10-15 minutes. Well, I'd taken it, I think, on the drive to her house. Got to her house, it was at one of her computers, and I'm sitting there typing it. Got done like 15-20 minutes like usual. Then I was rereading it, and I'm like, I can change that, and then I can change that sentence, and then I can change that sentence, and then I could change that sentence. And then like an hour later, it might have been more, I was like, oh my God, I've rewritten this paper like 3 times.
Yeah.
And I walked in there and I'm like, do you always rewrite your papers 3 times when you take these drugs?
Yeah. It's like,
I didn't take it again.
Yeah.
I don't even remember that girl's name.
I think it's best to not take those drugs personally.
Don't do drugs.
Yeah. Just do some kava, smoke some weed maybe.
And then the Adderall, that was terrible because I took that before a concert with Caroline. who was it? It was one of the old rock bands. I can't remember which one. I want to say it was either Ted Nugent or Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, or it might have just been Stills, Nash and Young, or it might have been Young on his own, because Young stopped touring with him, didn't he?
Young did a tour by himself in Florida, and everybody booed him off the stage because he started singing all of his new stuff, and everybody went there and wanted to hear his old stuff. I'm not going to sing the old stuff because I want to move up to the new stuff.
Yeah, it was one of those.
Side was booing him.
That's fucked up.
But I was up for 36 hours. I took it probably like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I didn't go to sleep until like the next night. I was up all night just like.
It's definitely meth.
Yeah.
And it's
I don't like
crazy.
that.
Yeah, I liked it, but I had to get off of it, and I just do other things to kind of get my heart going.
I'll try stuff once. If it doesn't kill me,
Yeah.
maybe twice.
Yeah.
But not that I don't like that feeling. I don't know. I don't like uppers though, I guess. I mean, kava's kind of a downer, maybe, or relaxer.
Mm-hmm. I mean, everyone's different. I've liked uppers, but I've
never been addicted to anything either, though. Like, I broke my wrist when I was 18. I had Percocet. Everyone was trying to get my Percocet from me.
Yep.
And I'm like, no, my fucking wrist hurts, man. One time I took too many while it was broken. I was at the Warped Tour. That would have been 2001 down in, like, Fort Lauderdale. It's hot. 85, 90 degrees. So hot down there. And I got a cast on from here to here. Sweating, arms hanging down, the blood's flowing, it's getting swollen, so the pain is increasing. I don't know how many Percocet I ate that day, because we were just dancing, and it might not have even been that many. It might have been 3 or 4, but I'm a lightweight.
That's a lot to me.
Well, over the course of it's an all-day concert.
Sure.
So by the time we were leaving, whatever time that was, like, I don't know if it all caught up to me or I just realized that, like, it all hit me, because I remember walking out of the concert to wherever the car was. And everyone's running, and I'm like, why are you guys moving so fast? And then I was like, oh, shit. I think I took a lot of Percocet, man.
Those are nice. Put you on a pink cloud.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah, for what.
But I had a broken wrist, so,
Yeah.
it wasn't like I wasn't using drugs. I was using it for what its intended purpose was.
Yeah.
But I might have taken too many that day. I don't know.
That's all right. It happens.
But it was memorable.
Yeah. As long as you're not doing, like, taking pills every day, like, that are those kind of pills, Adderall, pain pills, it's a downward spiral. I promise you that. You're not going to get to the top of your profession.
Yeah.
Or stay there.
But like I said, I've
long.
never been addicted to stuff. Like,
Yeah.
some people, they take something once and they're like, I need it all, and I need it all right now, and I need it all right now every day. I've never experienced that.
It's like I remember I took ecstasy for the first time, and it was a good one. And I was like, I'm the type that I want to do this every day from now on. And that was a downward spiral. So luckily these types of things didn't last too long in my life, but
I think I did take that once.
And I'm addicted to work.
I might have
though,
taken like half of
also.
one once.
I like the hustle. I would do that again.
I think I took GHB once too.
I don't know if I've ever done that.
It was legal up until, I don't remember, like 2000-ish. You could buy it at GNC. It helped you sleep.
Yeah.
But then people realized that it also made you feel really good. And it helped you sleep. And some random dude, I think, gave it to me at the beach. I remember it vaguely. I don't know who it was. And I think my buddy Tony knew who the guy was. And it was like in a Pepsi can. They put it in a Pepsi can. And they're like, yeah, just drink half of it. You'll feel real good. And I was like, okay, I'll try anything once. Hopefully I don't die.
All right.
And I remember drinking it, and like a little while later, I felt amazing. Like I felt like Superman.
Wow.
And then I came down, and then I was like super relaxed. So it was like kind of like a spike of like euphoria. Like I felt amazing.
I remember like late 90s, early 2000s. That was kind of popular. I guess it was early 2000s, and I never really got into it, but I couldn't do all the fucking drugs. I did most of them, and I kind of
I've never
regret
shot
it.
anything up.
I've never shot anything up either, except testosterone, I guess.
But I think I did smoke heroin once.
I smoked heroin.
Another one of those college parties where people are passing shit around, and you think it's just weed. It's
Yeah.
a pipe. They're like, yeah, it's weed, and they're like, oh yeah, it's weed, and we put some heroin in there.
I'm not a fan of smoking heroin personally. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna take it.
It felt good.
Yeah. Okay. See, I don't even
Not gonna
know.
lie.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I only took like probably 1 or 2 hits, so I don't know. It was a long time ago too.
Yeah.
God, I didn't realize how much stuff I experimented with. Now that we're talking about all of these things.
Mm-hmm. But you made it. You're a success.
But I never got addicted to any of it.
Yeah, that's fortunate.
Except
Not
surfing. I was addicted to surfing. I still am, and I miss it. And I'm Peter Pan, and my wife is Wendy.
What's the feeling you get surfing when you're like actually doing it, like you're going down the wave or whatever?
You're at one with the wave. You're at one with the planet. When you're in a barrel, it feels like you're back in the womb. I mean, look how many surfers just abandon everything in their life to do nothing but surf. And you know, we moved out here. You know, I grew up surfing in Florida, and I loved it. But when I came out here, I was able to go snowboarding on a Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
If it's flat on Tuesday, and that's your day off in Florida, you're not surfing.
Mm-hmm.
You're just sitting around going, you're staring at the charts going, when's the next swell coming?
Mm-hmm.
And you're looking at surf videos and surf magazines. Where are the next waves? And I came out here and I was like, man, I just went snowboarding on a Tuesday. That was awesome. It's kind of like surfing. It's also beating my body up a lot more than surfing. You fall snowboarding, doing 30, 40, 50 miles an hour. I like to go fast.
Mm-hmm.
Screwed my back up. My neck up. And now I kind of miss surfing and want to move back to the ocean and surf. But I've screwed my shoulders up from falling and catching myself snowboarding.
I don't know. How
But the feeling's amazing. It's addicting. It's a drug. Like you see guys drop everything and do nothing but surf.
Yeah.
And I think I still dream of that, and that's why there's still that struggle that I have that the wife has to deal with, because I want to constantly run away to go surfing. And it's not so bad in the summertime when I can. The first year I started river surfing down in Florence, I could work until noon, and I'd get all my work done, and I'd drive 30, 45 minutes south. I'd listen to podcasts or a book, jump in the water there. I'd surf for 2, 3, 4 hours, get all those ideas flowing. I could jump back out of the water easily there, send messages out, write notes, surf, head home, listen to my podcast. But the wave got screwed up. I'm hoping it comes back this year.
Like the
It's
rock
only like 30
formation,
minutes south of the house.
It's messing up the ability to
Yeah,
ride.
there were like some rocks that moved and logs that got in the way. How long have we been talking?
An hour and 10 minutes.
Oh.
It's not too bad.
Oh, it feels like it's been like longer.
Yeah. Well, but that's because time flies. Just kidding. You never know how I was wondering the same thing. That's why I gave it a little peek. And we are coming up towards the end of the podcast. So a couple of things I want to ask you to do maybe is to recommend a great book that you feel would benefit our listeners, as well as any other practical business sense advice that they can use to get started on something. Maybe.
Oh, there's so many great books. You got that one over there, Think and Grow Rich.
Yep.
How many times have you read it?
Dozen.
Yeah. Just flip through.
Mm-hmm.
You've read it so many times you can just scan it and go, yep.
Oh, yeah.
And it just comes back to you.
Yeah. It's like my Bible.
Yeah. I don't know if I've given
The
you a
Torah?
copy of it.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
The
I
Torah?
started studying Torah more.
Yeah.
I met a rabbi. I got bar mitzvahed randomly in my living room one day. It was the first time I met him. He's like, were you ever bar mitzvahed? And I was like, no, dude, I told you I'm only Jewish. And he's like, oh, no, you're very Jewish. You're a Jew. You're a Jew, you're a Jew, you're a Jew. And I'm like, And the next thing I know, he's like wrapping my arm up with tefillin and putting a thing on my head. And he's like, here, say this prayer. And I'm like, okay. And the wife's kind of watching and the girls are watching. And they're like, what's going on? And I'm like, I don't know. And next thing I know, we're singing and dancing. And he's like, now you've been bar mitzvahed. And I'm like, I'm still not going to be an adult, dude.
I think that's cool though. I think I love the Jewish religion, and
But he's really cool.
Yeah.
You should come to Shabbat dinner with us.
I should come.
It's fun.
I bet.
Drink
I
a
love
lot
the
of
Jews.
wine. He tells stories, talks about Torah and different stuff, and
I'd
it's
be
interesting.
interested. I'm super interested in not Islam, Israel, Judaism, and Islam. By the way, I want to learn about Hinduism too. Those are three major religions I would like to get a lot more knowledge on.
The Untethered Soul. I haven't finished that one yet, but that's pretty good. I was listening to. Recently, I listened to Rebbe by Joseph Telushkin. That's about the last. There's like rabbis, and then there's rebbes that are like the head
Above?
of the Chabad organization, the Hasidic Jews.
Yeah.
That's who I've been studying with and talking to. And when I've had problems, I'm like, bro, I don't know what to do. Just like I do with you guys.
Yeah.
But he gives me this like different religious perspective.
I bet.
You know,
I'm sure it's very wise. Usually, maybe not.
Yeah, and
I don't know.
sometimes he's like, go give money. And I'm like, okay. That's one of my favorite books is one of the Kabbalah books that I read years ago, The Power of Prosperity by Rav Berg, I think. Power of Prosperity.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great book. And one of the chapters in there is all about giving.
Mm-hmm.
And over the course of the last 5 years, I've given more and more. And whenever the business has struggled or whenever I've struggled, I found a new organization and I'll just set up auto donations, $50 a month, $100 a month, and I just leave them.
Yeah.
So, now there's several organizations that we donate to on a monthly basis. And, the other day I was having issues with the county health department and all these other things. And he goes, here, read Psalm 120 and Psalm 121 and give tzedakah or charity. So I was like, boom, donated $500, and I jumped on my I tried reading it on my phone while I was sitting there, and I was just too agitated.
Mm-hmm.
And then I jumped on my one wheel. I skated around for like 10 minutes, and then I pulled my phone back out and I started reading it. Meeting went smooth, and everything worked out. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
It
worked.
You can't. I don't think you can go too wrong with giving, so long as you don't give everything away that you can't take care of your family. But
Yeah.
like the other day, we were coming back from Texas, and we went in to charge our Tesla at a Tesla charging station because we're ballers like that. But so we go into the little gift shop and we're walking around for like 20 minutes and go to pay, and we see the lady doing the register was talking to her other coworker about the previous person in line who basically stole $100 from them, and she's like, he took $100. Somehow he got $100 from her. I think she gave him too much change, and then when she was like, I gave you too much, he was like, no, it's right, and he ended up just saying, no, this is right, I'm taking this. He took the $100. Whatever, whether it's true or not, like we walked out and something told me, I was like, just go give her $100.
Yeah.
And I was telling
It's
Stacey,
$100. You got it.
And I went in there and there was a huge line, but I walked around the side and I was like, I just wanted to give you this. And she's like, oh my God. She's like, I'm working. You're going to make me cry and like whatever. And it's like, it made me feel good. It makes you feel good. I don't know. It made me feel good, making her feel good.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that much.
So you know what I've been doing? I keep a whole bunch of ones. After reading that book, Rebbe, this is a great book.
Tell me, continue.
He would meet with people. I don't remember what it's called. There's some Jewish word for it, and basically talk with them, and sometimes for hours. And there would be a line of people, and the dude would work like he didn't sleep. He just helped people 24/7, and I don't know if it was like once a week or daily or like how he did it, but he would give everyone $1 so they could go give that $1 away and help them help everyone else. And I've been thinking, like, how do I do that with my staff? Because I do direct deposit, and somewhere in there they talked about like putting $1 in with their paycheck, so that way they have that $1 to give away. Even if it's $1 and you give it away, you're elevating your soul and the money. Christianity, Judaism, I don't know about the other religions. They say it's not our money, it's God's money, it's Hashem's money. That we are just stewards of the money. And you have to be a good steward of the money. So, if you're wasting your money on
weed,
stupid stuff, I don't know.
Yeah, sure.
Or, giving it away. Tithing comes from the word tenthing, a tenth. But
a 10%.
I keep asking the rabbi about this because I haven't understood his explanation, but it's really 20% in Judaism, I think. And then you're supposed to give tzedakah on top of that. So it's like you're supposed to give like 20% plus more randomly.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to talk about this earlier. Like there is no loss. One, it's not our money. Two, like I've lost a ton of money, but I bless it and I say it's going to come back to me tenfold or 100-fold. I had that one contractor run off with $5,000 before we even got the job started. And, it hurt. But I was like, you know what? I bless that money. I bless him. I forgive him. Because you don't want that eating you up. And that money's going to come back to me 100-fold, 1,000-fold, 1,000,000-fold. And, that build sucked. And then I had, another contractor take more money. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to bless it. It's going to come back. You lose some money, just bless it. It's going to come back. It's not your money.
And it's come back to you.
So I keep a bunch of dollar bills and, like,
hell yeah.
See someone that needs $1, here's $1.
What, the homeless?
You need $5? Yeah. There was a lady out front of Target the other day. I was with the wife, which I never go to Target with her. And there was a lady standing there with 2 kids, and I just opened up my wallet, and the first bill I saw was a 10. I was just like,
yeah,
hand her that 10.
Give it. You can afford it. That's beautiful. I love to hear that.
And that the better you do, the more you can give.
Yeah.
But some people say, like, if you're not giving when you don't have a lot to give, you're probably not going to give a lot when you have a lot to give. It's a habit, just like everything else.
Well, like, it's funny because people think that capitalism is evil and all these business owners are like Scrooges and keeping all the money, but we're the motherfuckers giving it, motherfuckers. What are you doing?
How much money does McDonald's donate a year, you think?
Yeah, I don't know. Probably a lot.
Do you think?
No, maybe not, but that's a huge corporation, and I'm talking about us, like, small business owners that are doing it for, like, we haven't been taken over by stockholders and shit like that and profits solely. I mean, yeah, we want to make profit, but what for what? So that we can make the world, like our world, a better place. And what makes our world a better place, meaning that around us, is to help those around you and lift those up with you so that you can live a life to be, talked about.
The better we do, the more people we're helping, and the more people we can help, it's a snowball.
Yeah. I want to be remembered as a good dude also, and just during my life live in that way where I'm a good dude. It'll be good.
See, that's been a struggle for me. Like I don't take a lot of credit for it, but like watching Yellowstone, the whole thing was the dad leaving a legacy for his children, and I don't know. I just never thought about, like, I mean, yeah, I do it for the wife and the kids, and I do it for everyone else, but like I'm not running around like, this is all mine, I did it all. I mean, sometimes I do, but it doesn't resonate with me. Like it's a weird feeling to be like, because I didn't do it all.
Right.
I couldn't have done it all.
I did everything.
We take a lot of credit for
with
it.
My own 2 hands.
The idea for the sheath came out of your head. The idea for the Kava Bar came out of my head.
Yeah.
But we couldn't have done it without everyone else that's been there. All the support.
No.
I couldn't have done it without you. Couldn't have done it without my dad. He helped build out the first bar.
I wouldn't want to do it.
Couldn't have done it without the wife. Couldn't have done it without all the staff that's come through. Couldn't have done it without all the customers.
We motivate each other. I think you and I.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing. Keep us pushing.
You have to have a
friendly competition, maybe.
Yeah.
We'll call it a rival.
I'll catch up.
I hope you do, because that'll make me have to work that much harder to stay on top.
I like it.
Yeah.
We were neck and neck for a couple years.
Yeah. I was like, what in the fuck is this little ass bar in Colorado Springs keeping up with a worldwide underwear company? But
now I got to go worldwide, bro.
And hey,
we're growing.
Yep, and it's fun, and it's been a blast being able to watch you grow. We're going to continue to grow over the next decade, and it's going to.
I love it when you tell me you just jumped another 50%, 100%, just massive growth.
Yeah,
it's encouraging. Some people are like, oh, look at you, like talking shit. Why you gotta talk shit?
Don't hate.
Bless
Get
people.
motivated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone was like, why are you competing with him? You shouldn't compete. And I'm like, I mean, I don't know, because we have fun.
Yeah, it is fun.
Like, we're both winning.
Yeah, we are both winning. It's not like I'm rubbing it,
but
we're rubbing it in your face, because you were beating me, and you were never like, I'm kicking your ass, bitch.
No, it's just fun.
Yeah, it was just like, step up, motherfucker.
It's a race.
Whatever.
Now we have to get those Tesla trucks so we can race them.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'll get the Porsche 911 Turbo S.
Oh, that sounds nice.
I think it still might be faster.
I think you should get the truck. We'll be truck brothers.
I've always wanted. Someone asked me the other day, like, why do you want the Porsche? And I'm like, because of Ute Pass. Like, what other car will handle Ute Pass at like 90 miles an hour besides a Porsche? I don't think a Lamborghini is going to handle it. The road's too fucked up.
Yeah. Well,
you got a little more ground clearance with the Porsche, and the Porsche is built for tracks and tight turns like that. And ever since I moved here 12 years ago, and I've driven that pass, I've always dreamt of driving a Porsche through the pass. And maybe I wouldn't need to buy one if I could just rent one for a couple weeks and make laps up and down Ute Pass and drive it through the mountains and get out of my system.
You could do it.
Because there's part of me that, like, I don't necessarily want to buy one and spend that much money on one, even when I do have it. But it'll be fun. People are like, oh, it's a. My mom, I was Skyping with them before she passed away, and she's like, oh, you're having a midlife crisis. And I'm like, no, I've wanted this for like 12 years. I'm just finally getting closer to the point that I can actually afford it. And maybe it is a midlife crisis for some guys, but maybe it's also like, what guy in their 20s or 30s can afford a Porsche?
Yeah. And you're still in your 30s. You should get it.
For 6 more months.
40. Okay.
A few more months? I don't know what month that is.
Well, should is a strong word.
You gonna throw me a 40th birthday party like I did for you?
We should.
Yeah.
I will. Yeah, let's do it. When's your birthday?
December 3rd.
Hell yeah. December Trace, 12/3, 83. Were you born in 83?
81.
81. So I'm only 3 years older than you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, we're going to throw Matt Clark a birthday party on December 3rd of this year. Come join us at Ohana in Colorado Springs. We're going to wrap it up. It's been a pleasure having this gentleman on.
Thanks for having me.
He's the best. He's probably my best friend. So we'll leave it at that. And so support him and his business.
OhanaKavaBar.com.
Exactly. Have a good time doing it.
If you're in Colorado Springs, come check us out.
Exactly.
Downtown, 112 East Boulder Street on Academy Boulevard, just north of Austin Bluffs, and hopefully soon here in Manitou.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, we got the mobile truck. We're going to be slinging kava, different parks. Maybe we'll go off-roading. Got that jacked up Dodge Ram. We'll take it off-roading and find some off-roading groups to hang out with and introduce them to kava.
Come check it out. Come
Take
to
it down
Colorado.
to the surf park.
Yeah.
Take people surfing. I got a couple river surfboards.
Come experience
It's
it
going
in
to be a
person.
busy, fun summer.
If you can't, buy it online. Tell your friends. Ohana means family. OhanaKavaBar.com. Promo code SHEATH saves 5%. Get it while you can. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, everyone, for listening to another episode. And thank you, Jake, the tattooed bearded Mormon, for following us on Twitter for this whole episode. Very cool. We'll be back next week with another episode with a successful entrepreneur like
I'm a
Matt.
successful entrepreneur.
Yeah, very successful. Killing the game, just like me. All right, people. See you next time. We're out.